Time Podcast / radio, and I am your host, Dr. KB. I'm in the studio with my wonderful co-host, Weezy in the building. What's going on,
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Happy Friday to all.
Yes. To everybody. Yes, you are listening to, again, Crunch Time Podcast / radio. Host Dr. KB, co-host Weezy. We are in partnership with We Care Baltimore Community Conversations. So stay tuned. We got a great show for you guys today. But before we start our show, we always got to do what we do, Weezy. What we do, we got going on. So if you want to tune in and listen to us on streaming live, we are streaming live at WOLBbaltimore.com. Again, that's WOLBbaltimore.com. If you want to call in, the number is 410-481-1010. Again, that's 410-481-1010. Make sure you guys call and talk to our wonderful guests that we're going to introduce in a few minutes. Also, we are streaming live on our social media platforms. Shout out to those who are watching live on our Facebook page at Crunch Time with a K, Crunch Time Podcast, and also on our YouTube page, all our YouTubers. Thank you for watching on Crunch Time Podcast with a K. Make sure you tune in. All different ways you can tune in. You should no excuses. So definitely thank you guys for listening. Also, before we start, Weezy, we are entrepreneurs and we got to business highlight ourselves. That's what we are, the business highlights for the week.
Do a little something.
Yeah, so, to get started, we always start with you. You have a business. You're an entrepreneur. Let the people know what you do.
How's everybody doing? Of course, y'all know I'm Weezy in the house, and I have Tally Biscuits. Tally Biscuits is my LLC, and I sell herbal hibiscus tea. All natural, builds your immune system, loaded in vitamins, lowers your cholesterol, lowers your sugar levels, and it has no sugar in it. Anybody interested in the tea, you can check me out at tallybiscuits.com. That's TALLYBISCUS.com, or you can hit me at tallybiscuits@gmail.com. And if I don't get right back to you right away, life be life sometimes, but I will get in touch with you. It might not be when you send the email right away, but I will get back to you. So
no excuses, man. No excuses.
Have a little
step your game up, man.
Have a little patience with the brother. Sometimes them emails get mixed up, and some of them get past me. Sometimes that's all that is.
That's what it is.
That's what
you gonna say.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I got you. Yeah, we gonna work on that. We talking about black excellence today. That is our topic today. Talking about black excellence. So we definitely want to represent that in everything that we do. I am also an entrepreneur and a business owner. My business is called BM Human and Financial Services. I am your financial guru. I do all different things when it comes to finances, and also I'm a PRP counselor as well. So if you need your taxes done, business or professional, I am your girl. Also, credit restoration. I also do consulting work as far as financial consulting, business consulting, and also, like I said, estate planning. I got it all for you. So I'm the whole package deal when it comes to your finances, and you want to start a business, you don't know how to start a business, come talk to me. I'll help you out. I'll guide you. I'll teach you. That's my niche, is to teach you while I also service you. So also you're learning on your own as well. So, we want to build leaders, and we want to build, strong entrepreneurship. So we don't want you blind out here. So my goal is to make sure I teach you while I service you. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you support BM Human and Financial Services at bmhumanfinancial.com. Again, that's bmhumanfinancial.com. Also, you can reach me on my business phone, 443-281-3839. Again, that's 443-281-3839. Definitely look forward to hear from you guys and servicing you guys. And we appreciate your support. Black excellence in the building.
Okay, that sounded lovely. No excuses.
No excuses. So I also have a resource before we get I have an important resource that I like to share with my listening audience. And I know that a lot of you have responded, and I'm thankful that you guys have, because we definitely want to get you guys straight with your electric bill. So I have a resource called Think Energy, which is a community solar program that is free for all Baltimore and surrounding areas. So at the end of the day, there's no contract, there's no risk involved. You get renewable energy into your home, and for a discounted rate because I know BG&E is killing us right now and with the rates. But this is something that will offset that. and it's called Think Energy. So if you want more information about that and you want to sign up, the website is Think Energy /go green and the number 2 www.thinkenergy /go green the number 2. Definitely check that out. Also, if you, like I said, anything you missed today, you definitely got our information, crunchtimepodcast@gmail.com. You can always reach us about our guests or anything that me, Weezy have going on. Crunchtime with a K, podcast@gmail.com. And my number, 443-281-3839. So again, anything you miss, make sure you email us or call us, and we got you. We got you. So today, let's get into the topic, Weezy. What we talking about today?
We're talking about black excellence.
Black excellence is something we talk about because at the end of the day, we got so much negativity going on in the city, and we hear so much negativity going on in our culture, and we don't highlight the black excellence that's happening around the city and happening around the state of Maryland. And we are, that's our goal, is to let you guys know that there are black people out here that are doing excellent, wonderful things, who are contributing to society in a positive way. So we got to bring them on.
We got 2 kings in the room.
Yeah, we got to bring them on. We always got to, we got to make sure y'all guys are highlighted. So we have Glen Frazier, Jr. in the building. He is the founder and executive of director of ICANN Inc., which is a nonprofit organization. He's also president of JF and Associates LLC.
Yes.
Welcome, Glen Frazier,
you.
to Crunch Time Podcast /radio.
Thank you. I'm always glad when you have me as a guest. I tell you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
always a
Welcome back. Welcome
Welcome back. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank
Y'all know, if y'all don't know, Glen is already a part of the family. He's a part of the Crunch Time family. He's no stranger
Definitely.
here on Radio 1. He's been on several times, so y'all know who he is. If not, look him up, Glen Frazier. He is the founder and executive director of ICANN Inc. So what's going on with you, Glen?
What you got going on, Glenn?
Okay. Well, in my pursuit for excellence, black excellence, the main thing I try to focus on is each one, support one, each one, teach one, as you know. And I find that the only time that I'm really actually in a good space, happy, and feeling, good about myself and everything around me,
Right.
is when I'm providing a way for other people to, experience what I'm experiencing, especially those who have been through the ringer like I have and didn't have an opportunity, provided for them. So what I'm doing is I'm giving back to my community and trying to uplift it, on a black conscious type of way,
Right.
black national, and that black economics type of way. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Build us up, back up, get the Wall Street back. So my program, ICANN, Independent Criminal Anonymous Network, is a program that is set up to help change the mentality of our young people. Try to get them to understand that this way of thinking will get you nowhere in life, but in prison or in the grave.
Right.
So I provide a mental health program where we work with you to give you more rational thinking, give you more ways to funnel your anger, your aggression and things of that nature. We help you with that mental part, and then we help you become successful by providing a way for you to get a trade so that you can live a good, productive life and pay your bills and still have money afterwards. And that becomes the problem with a lot of the young people who have been in the streets, right?
Right.
They look at the other alternatives, and the alternatives aren't great for them because a lot of them don't have GEDs. They don't have education. They smart as hell, but they don't have the paperwork to go with their intellect. So my program, we are going to, right now what I do is, and I'm located on East North Avenue, I mentor, counsel, and it's like an outpatient type of thing. And then I collaborate with other people, other companies that have case management, PRP, things of that nature.
Awesome.
And I set them up so that they can have a way to funnel their mental baggage, so to speak, So getting back to ICANN, I can, like I said before, we have a campus. Well, we're looking to get this campus, this facility, and I'm teaming up with a great individual. He is a president, CEO of Juxtopia, and
Right.
he's a sharp young man, and he has a lot going on. And we hit it off the bat when we were put together, and we had the same common goals,
Right.
And a lot of the things that he's doing, Dr. Doswell, by the way, Jayfus Doswell, Dr. Jayfus Doswell, a lot of the things that he does is, oh man, extraordinary, state of the art.
Right.
He's, and I'll let him explain all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what we're going to do is we're building a facility so that manufacturers can come to our facility and employ our people who are in the process of changing their mentality, working towards learning a trade that can pay them the money that they can take care of their families.
Absolutely.
We giving them opportunities to kind of like uplift their education wise, you know what I mean, and also change the mentality to more rational thinking and not thinking that the world owes you something.
Right.
You understand?
Gotcha.
We have to first break the chip off their shoulder, and then we build them up with love. And I work with kids from 9 to 30 or even older than that, depending on the situation.
Right.
So
Awesome.
me and Dr. Doswell came together, and we thought that, hey, I have something that I think will work very well with your program, since you do have trade in your program. My company and the people that I basically have collaborations with
Right.
and deals with would love to be a part of your program, because everything that you have going on and the way that it's set up is, how can I say this, revolutionary,
Yeah.
So without saying any more, because I'll get back on to talk about ICANN again, because I want to introduce Dr. Doswell.
Dr. Doswell. Okay, we want to welcome Dr. Doswell to Crunch Time. Dr. Doswell
Welcome.
Yes,
Thank you.
welcome. He is founder and CEO of Juxtopia, LLC, technology innovator, STEM leader, entrepreneur, and educator whose work is focused on AI, wearable technology, and improving human performance through innovation. So welcome, Dr. Doswell.
Thank you. Thank
Crunch
you
Time
much.
Radio Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo, yes. So, yes, thank you. So, let's talk about who you are and how you became who you are, Dr. Doswell. So, people that don't know you, give them insight to absolutely who you are.
I'm Baltimore, born and raised, east side and west side.
Say East and West, you gotta come from East or West, man. What's up with that?
He said, I cover both
All
sides.
over.
That's right. Dad's on east, mom's on west.
I know, that's right.
East and West.
He had this good time. That's right.
Exactly.
And that M1, when the M1 was riding right from Mondawmin Mall, that was the trade route between both sides of town.
Yeah.
But went to Oberlin College, did a major in cognitive neuropsychology, computer science, Howard University computer science, PhD, computer science, 399-page dissertation on artificial intelligence, pedagogical embodied conversational agents to autonomously teach human beings through artificial intelligence. So that was the niche of our products now. So we use that type of technology for training combat medics on a battlefield. Before they get on the battlefield, they have to be trained on a skill. The skill that we focus on is on tactical combat casualty care with artificial intelligence, wearable augmented reality systems. And so that's that.
So, you said wearable
augmented reality.
Wearable augment. So, that's like virtual reality.
So virtual reality is when a human being is immersed in a 3D simulated environment. Augmented reality is when you superimpose a real world object with a digital annotation. So it's almost like the old school Iron Man. You have Jarvis. Jarvis is having all this stuff in the view. Right?
Okay.
That's augmented reality. So we secured money early on, 2005, to advance augmented reality in different markets. We chose the defense market first. Manufacturing was there, and also health.
So you're talking about, so just to get an understanding. So you say wearable augmented reality. So is it like RoboCop almost?
So let's say you're wearing glasses, right?
Uh huh.
And let's say you're a soldier, and you have to perform a clinical procedure on a casualty on a battlefield.
Okay.
So the glasses can project a holographic step-by-step instruction on how to do, like, let's say,
What
a
in the
needle
world?
decompression as a
Wow.
response to attention authorities.
Wow.
Right. Your hands are free. You can be a soldier first,
Yeah.
clip your enemy if necessary, but still attend to the casualty while your hands are free to perform that clinical procedure. And you get the assist right there from the artificial intelligence. system.
That's me. That's
Black
amazing.
excellence, isn't it?
Yes.
Now you understand. God bless me.
Ooh, that's serious.
Yes.
And we train all of my engineers are black. They're African American.
Okay.
Right? And we train them from Title I schools, from Evanston West Side, for example.
Okay.
Team leads, the two are from Brandon Brockington and Marcus Messam. So you're listening. That's you. So they're my team leads for my entire technical team. So
Awesome.
based on that experience, working with ICANN, we can see the association.
Right.
We train our engineers to be elite. A lot of people don't like to use that word, but in today's time, that type of regimented training with extreme discipline, no excuses. I mean, I pledged KSI, so we had that whole excuses point down packed, but that's a requirement in order to build a human being, so that if anything stands in the way, they don't have any trepidation, and they have the skill set to eradicate the barriers that come across between themselves and success. And so that's our collaboration with ICANN. I think Mr. Frazier is doing great work. I think his purpose-driven life goal is fantastic, and it's an opportunity to take some of these disconnected youth and transform them into an elite part of our society to be the next leaders in the future.
Wow.
Awesome. So what first sparked your love for technology?
Oh, that's interesting because I'm a musician. I grew up playing violin and piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
What's your favorite,
Somebody
what's your
mentioned
favorite
it.
instrument?
We got a Mozart over here.
So you was age of 4?
Yeah.
For piano and violin, age 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your favorite instrument?
My favorite instrument, piano, is easier. I can sit down, the keys, Violin takes a little bit more work. So I would say that's a hard question. No one's really asked me that question before. It all depends what
Mood you in? What mood you in?
What mood I'm in.
Okay.
So if I want to compose, it's going to be piano. But if I want to play Concerto in A minor, Opus 3, number 6, first movement, right, by Vivaldi, and I want to get tactical, then or demonstrate technique, or train myself in that would be violin.
Okay.
Awesome.
For orchestra, it's definitely violin.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, what sparked your interest in technology?
Right. Getting back to your question. Right. So
He done so much.
Look, the thing is, you talking like, I'm listening to you, and it's like it sounds like you're a genius, and you have
He
you're
is.
savant. Yeah, like you're able to master so many different complicated things.
He's
so
brilliant. He's brilliant.
definitely brilliant.
So while I wasn't that great, I didn't have great math teachers, and I figured if I'm going to go to college, why major in something that I'm good at, like music? Even though I got accepted to Oberlin College in the music conservatory, I wanted to major in something that was not necessarily my strength.
Okay.
So I actually PhD'd in my weakness, in my original weakness, and I transformed that into my ultimate strength. And so the reason is I could see, early on that computer science and programming and that type of technology would interoperate with all kinds of aspects in life.
True. Yeah.
And consequently, I said, I can still do the music, MIDI music, lay down tracks, that kind of stuff. If I want to do neuroscience, computational neuroscience, is still some form of computer science or programming. And so I chose a industry or field of study, and then subsequently the career that can allow me to interface in every aspect of my interest, and then make significant contributions to humanity through computer science, and so that's why I chose it. And then of course the music helps with the creativity.
Gotcha.
You
So
see,
just to let you guys know, I did try the computer science. I majored in computer science at Morgan State.
okay,
Okay.
And I stuck it out as long as I could. And then I was like, you know what? It's too much math.
yeah,
I was
That's why I
like,
didn't deal with it.
this math is something serious. So I wound up changing it to business information systems. So I graduated with my BA in business information systems. So I'm still able to do a lot of things in the computer world, but I'm not nowhere near on that level where you are. And it just amazes me to hear that, because I wonder, like, had I stuck with computer science, how would I be, how would my career have went today? But it just wasn't. It was just too much math, and I'm good at math, but that math was,
It's a different degree.
yeah, differential equations and
yeah.
calculus 3,
Linear algebra.
linear. It was just a lot. So
I used to run the other way with the math.
that's why I switched it. I said, okay, we're gonna change it to accounting. I eventually ventured into getting using the math in a different way in the financial world. So, because the computer science world was just, it was tough. It was tough. So I commend you for being able to get through that.
Appreciate that. What I do is I found, like, so the analogy is this: musicians, and I compose music, so writing treble and bass clef, right? And the music score, you have all these notes, like 8th notes, 16th notes, whole notes. It's a similar type of symbolism in computer science. You have choose your language, right? So you have Python, C, C++, Java, but then you have to write, you just have to write one clef. Like, let's say the treble clef or bass clef, which is it's a lot easier to program a computer than it is to program or write a score for someone else to sight read. So
Gotcha.
the relationship is that the human being has a central processing unit, our brain, that's going to play the music. The computer CPU is the central processing unit that's going to actually play the program, and that's the similarity between the two. But music is, even though I majored in computer science, I found out that playing music or sight reading is infinitely more complex
Okay.
than writing a program any day.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
which ones are your passion, or was it all like
I mean, music is my passion.
it's your passion? Okay.
I was playing last night some Teddy Swim song.
Okay.
You're right. So I was sitting there at the piano just vibing.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
I was about to say what you was playing, the violin or the piano.
piano on that.
Okay.
Awesome. So, talking about technology, and this is the field that your Juxtopia is all about. So we are now in the AI, moving in the AI society. We moving in AI is doing everything. So my question is, should people fear AI or learn to master it?
Learn to master it.
Learn to master it, and why would you say that?
Well, that's very interesting because, our history here is, you're talking about us as
Yeah.
African
As a
American,
culture, yep.
as a culture, the African diaspora. We should master the field of artificial intelligence and know how to build the AI models, build the mathematical algorithms that are the underpinning of the models, build the systems that really solve these painful problems.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, someone else is going to do that for us.
All right.
And we have look, I tell everyone, we have 86 billion neurons in our brain. That's a fact. We can use that in a very significant way. We really have the intelligence. Artificial intelligence is still artificial. It's nothing to really fear. You can pull the plug,
Right.
and there's no more computation. There's CPU, like we just talked about.
Yeah.
Running an algorithm on a data set. But if we teach our young people to master that skill, then they can be the next open AI or Steve Jobs or Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah.
There's no difference, or Elon Musk,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
That's what
AI seems. I mean, I'm not familiar with a lot of AI, but what I've seen, it's got some scary parts to it because you can't really tell what's real and what's fake. And, and
that's a lot
like
going on.
the control, like in the wrong hands, it can control a narrative that's fake.
In the wrong hands, right? So if we're not careful, we can control our history,
Right.
rewrite history,
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass said this, not this. Martin Luther
Right.
King said
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Especially if we put too much, you know, especially if we put too much trust in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where now we learn something through the years of growing up, and then the AI comes out and tells you something totally different, and you take that for what it is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We're in baby AI. We're in generative AI right now.
Right.
The panacea is self-awareness.
Okay.
Excuse me. Artificial intelligence figures out it has a bit of consciousness, whatever that is, and then decides, okay, I'm going to think for myself. What does that mean? That becomes philosophical. But I mean, on the levels of AI, there's a classification of artificial intelligence. We're in the generative AI level. The panacea is self-awareness, and then there's advanced superintelligence, right? So that
Yeah.
means that something that's really mimicking the brain, artificial intelligence algorithms really in concert working with one another to manifest some type of objective. Everything else that we're experiencing today is a parroting. It's like take information, generate some outcome, take an image, recreate it. And though it could be perceived as some personified type of entity, it's really not today.
Right.
Yeah, 10 years from now, gotta watch out. But right now,
Okay.
I think we're cool.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got a caller. I got a caller. Let's take this call.
Welcome to Crunch Time. You're on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles.
But you keep pushing stuff to us without really explaining what it is we're dealing with. AI, we've been taking the blame for AI. You know that? The people, we've been actually taking the blame for AI when they tell you about global warming, global cooling, climate change, about all this emissions that's being used up. It's not the people, it's not the cars, it's not the businesses. It is the data centers where AI lives. When we have these droughts, it's because of the data centers using up all of our water. And we don't even realize that we live in a closed system. So all our water is recycled. And when they have this toxic water from the data center, that is separated from our drinking water, which means that it's even less. And what are they doing with with the toxic water? And then you have the wildfires from all of these lines that are being strung in rural areas that they're blaming on. Maybe somebody was smoking and dropped a cigarette. We got all the missing money from the schools and from all these different programs that went into building data centers. So why would we support something that has affected us so negatively in so many different ways? Why would we uphold something that is nefarious as a savior? I'm questioning it.
All right, Charles. Thank you for your call
Thank you very much.
and
Yeah,
your
and your
info.
question.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we would ask Dr. Doswell to address that. But thank you so much, Charles, for listening. Have a good one.
Yeah, Charles. I can hear the concern too. So, that the concern for data centers. Yeah, the data centers. That it takes up a lot of energy to run a data center, and they're going to have some negative implications. I can give you a potential future and a quick solution for that. We're in ones and zeros, quantum computing, maybe in the future, and then there's different architectures that can solve that maybe when we get to DNA computing. And then the infrastructure would change. But we're a long way from that today.
Yeah.
The positive thing.
Go ahead. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
positive thing about artificial intelligence are things like we're working on an artificial intelligent nurse instructor with Coppin State University,
Awesome.
where an artificial intelligent teacher can teach a student outside the clinical skills lab and help that student pass the NCLEX exam.
Why? Because there's a shortage of nurse instructors. There's a shortage of nurses in the country. And now, but if you have an artificial intelligence nurse instructor, that can teach that student how to be a nurse, then it increases the number of nurses that are really qualified in the country. So, and it's, there are some real positive applications of artificial intelligence. It's a yin yang. There's going to be some negative ones as well, but hopefully the good surpasses the bad.
Yeah,
So
that's what it is.
so
With everything.
So is this
Hold on,
AI?
let me-
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait.
Okay.
Let me just say this. AI is the future. And the reason why the collaboration, because I want to get back to why we're here.
Yeah, that was my next question,
Yeah.
actually.
The collaboration between Dr. Doswell and Justopia and also Juice Money is to give our young black children and young adults an opportunity to compete. For those who can't make it to college, for those who can't get past a GED, you know what I mean? A GED is all they have to look forward to. Dr. Doswell is willing to devote his time and his experience and his and all his people and resources to ICANN to give our young black children an opportunity to compete and make an honest living so that they don't have to look at selling drugs as a way to get them a Mercedes Benz. Now, while doing this work in the AI field, a young man can make from home. He doesn't even have to work at a facility. Once he gets the trade, he can work from home and make $160,000 a year.
Okay.
You understand?
Absolutely.
So
Or
this
$160,000 a month.
a month. You understand what I'm
Say
saying?
that, yeah.
So the opportunity that AI is going to bring and the project that me and him are going to be working on to give our young black men and women who are coming home, have recidivism issues, okay, might have been in rehab or might have been in foster home. We're going to try to help them become successful in life, because that's where God comes into play. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
In my heart, so that's what that's where AI plays a part. Dr. Doswell is a practitioner in that field, and I'm a practitioner in the mental health field as far as helping these young people get their minds right, and that's how we're going to put the program together and make this happen. Now, we're going to have other trades other than AI.
Absolutely.
Welding, if you want to be a masonry, if you want, for females, if you want to do beauty school, if you want to be a nurse, all those things will be there.
Absolutely.
Okay? And we're also going to have it so that these young men and women can also earn while they are basically being reprogrammed.
Right.
They could earn a living as well.
Yeah,
So
we got a call.
okay.
Welcome to Crunch Time. You on the air? Welcome to Crunch Time. You on the air? I'm blessed. How you doing, brother? Happy Friday.
Glad you are. But I like to just remind you young people, because I'm older than most of you, remember every day when you get up, God gave you all these talents and these abilities. So always remember to thank Him for everything, even the smallest thing.
Of course.
Some people can't eat, they can't walk, and they have poor health. Thank God, because He got His breath, and He gave you of Himself. He gave you all intelligence, and He gave our people, remember, the toughness to deal with the history that we had to go through on this earth, not only in this country, but in other parts of the world. So thank God for everything you got, and that's the first place you start out, because when you thank Him and give Him the credit, then it'll be less I, more Him, and it pleases Him, and He'll push you along the way.
Well,
That's the
thank
first
you,
thing.
sir.
Second thing I like to say, in reference to AI, I think you all should make an intense study, mark the place where you finish off, if you can't finish on one reading, the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. I think AI is dangerous. At the same time, I think since we have an enemy down here who was kicked out of heaven and the free will that God gave us, all these things are leading into that. Years ago, many years ago, before any of you were born, there was a movie, and I'd pay any one of you $40 if you can find it. I think it was on TV. It it was called Colossus, the Foreman Project. That's COLUSSAL, Colossus, the Foreman Project. The scientist, he created, helped enhance computer systems.
Yep.
It got out of hand. What happened? It insisted and it forced him to live in a house, all the comforts. He had cameras, and there were things.
We gotta wrap it up, sir. We got a little time.
The computer took over, and they shot missiles into other countries to force him not to turn it off. So I think you may think that's a bit facetious or think that's far-fetched, but I think that's one thing that AI is leading to. I think it's going to kick a lot of people out of jobs, in spite of what they're telling us initially. They always tell you it's going to kick you, it's going to give you jobs. This is going to create hundreds of thousands of people who
You're entitled to your opinion. We appreciate it. We definitely got to get off there. Appreciate you. All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. There's also something else that Dr. Doswell brings to the table as well. There's also something else that Dr. Doswell has, and he also has a connection with Harvard Bank where he has this show. Tell me a little bit about that, Dr. Doswell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I want to make comment on, respond to the other callers. Matthew 17:20, that's one of my favorite scriptures.
Get him, God.
If you have faith,
small
as a mustard seed.
Yes, that is your favorite.
You can tell a mountain to move, and it shall move. So
Exactly.
You're exactly right. So what Mr. Frazier was talking about, yes, we have a collaboration with the Harvard Bank of Maryland, with our nonprofit program called the Juxtopia Urban Innovation and Cooperative Entrepreneurship Network. And that network, we help high-tech companies grow their businesses with non-debt, non-diluted financing. You're starting from like $314,000 a 6-month effort to $2.1 million for a 24-month effort, getting money from one of the 11 federal government agencies, one of which is NIH, National Institutes of Health. We call that show called the Juice Money Show, and it runs monthly at the Northwood Commons area.
Okay.
Yeah, that Harvard Bank,
Yeah, I'm a member of that bank. So
very good.
Come on,
you
by.
got to come.
Let me show you. So we're going to teach this.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're going to show this, the youth in ICANN how to raise money. So let's say they're engineering. Let's say they want to solve a problem of opiate overdose, for example, in the inner city with some kind of technology, whatever the technology solution they come up with to address that painful problem. Maybe they're going to need money to develop the product, like any company does. How are they going to get their initial money? Are they going to go get a loan? If they don't have collateral, they can't get a loan, right? They're going to go family and friends. Oftentimes in our community, we don't have a family and friends who have enough money to finance our idea. So there's something called a Small Business Innovative Research Grant Program, SBIR.
Okay.
And we train how to do that. We'll train the youth to, secure that type of money to write proposals. And we'll write the proposals for them initially as a scaffolding technique, train them how to do that. They're not going to use any generative AI to write their proposals.
Okay.
And then they're going to submit it, right? They're going to train a lead, right? You got to be better than AI.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this case,
absolutely.
right? Secure the money, build a product, non-debt, and they'll grow their companies. More importantly, we're going to train the youth in ICANN in that track of entrepreneurship track to do at least $1 billion in gross revenue.
Awesome.
You see, our goal in the Juice Network is to have 1,000 different companies that are high-tech Black companies, each generating $1 billion in gross revenue. The math is $1 trillion in collective cooperative economics.
Wow.
You see,
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And that's where, people have to understand something. There's all different types of programs out here to help the youth.
Yeah.
You understand? My program, first of all, there's going to be a lot of young people who come into the program that's going to have a chip on their shoulder. So, the program, first of all, we want young people to want to strive to be excellent. You understand? So when you come in there, we're going to have to rebuild you in a sense. You know what I mean? We want you to be you, but we have to take away all that negativity. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, having opportunities on the other side of breaking the chip off their shoulder to build them up. Mm-hmm. This is what Dr. Doswell is experienced in, he's
Right.
good at, and this is what he brings to the table. So once we get these young people minds right,
Yeah.
there's the pot of gold at the end. And then when the program is all said and done, because I know time is short, my program is still with them. You understand? We help them to create their own business or to further their education afterwards.
Gotcha. Yeah. So speaking of ICANN Inc., because we talking about the collaboration with Jacksonville and ICANN Inc., people need to understand where you coming from and what inspired you, Glen Frazier, to build this ICANN Inc. Entity to give back. What was your inspiration? What's your background and let people know how you developed the idea.
I'll say this.
Okay.
I come from a good family. Father was military, 48 years in the government, 20 years civil, 28 years, working for Fort Meade, and my mother was also. But I had my own mindset, so got into the streets. I was educated. I worked great jobs, but I was in the streets also.
Right.
I always thought if I had 1 foot over here and 1 foot over here, I could make it.
Right.
I could fake out everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work. And after so many times of going back and forth into incarceration, I got tired.
Yeah.
You understand?
Absolutely.
And a while ago, I was, over the city jail, and Oliver was the warden, and she asked the inmate councils to come up with programs to help the youth.
Absolutely.
This was like 24 years ago.
Okay.
And I came up with ICANN. And the program was sound. Everybody liked it. But God wasn't ready for me yet. Okay? I had a lot of growing up to do. I had a lot of getting myself together. And the last time that I was incarcerated, I did all that. And I said to myself, if my son was in here, I would want someone to teach him how to be a better man.
Absolutely.
So I decided that that's what I was going to do, inside and outside. When I was going to be released, I was going to put this program on the map so that I could make sure these young people have that opportunity that I didn't have. And I would make sure that they know that they loved, and make sure that they know that we got you. We're going to help you all the way to the end and further. So I was them juveniles.
You was that guy.
I was the juveniles that they talking about throwing away the key, charging them as adults at 16 and all this type of stuff.
Right.
You put a young person away at 16, when he come home at 30, he's still that young 16-year-old. And he's looking to make sure he make up for all the time that he left back there.
Right.
You understand?
I understand.
So for us to just think that, okay, you lock him up, throw away the key, that's going to do it, it's not going to do it.
Absolutely.
You have to continue to work with these young people. And if we don't provide the programs in the system, then we need to provide the programs on the outside. Okay? We have to do it even if the government doesn't get behind us.
Right.
There's enough money floating around buying jewelry, cars, and all these types of things that people do when they get money.
That's right.
Instead of investing it back in their communities. You understand what I'm saying? You buy a $100,000 chain and get no return. But you take $100,000 and you buy a couple row of houses, you got return. You got legacy there.
Right.
So, my thing is that this is what we have to do as black men and women. And of course, there's other races that are out there. And I understand that. And they're welcome to come to ICANN. But my focus is on my young brothers and sisters because we are a target. We are being targeted.
Absolutely.
With no type of safety net. They can't go nowhere else. It's either back to the hood or jail.
Right.
So my place is a safe place for them to come to, educate themselves, earn a trade so that they're not working at McDonald's, trying to take care of a family and also pay bills and can't do it. So that's what ICANN is about. That's where
it came from.
Yeah, it came from my life.
Yeah, and
I was very successful. I had nightclubs, all those things, as you know.
Yeah.
I was very successful.
Absolutely.
Out there. I worked with politicians and the whole 9 yards. But guess what? I was fooling myself because I still had one foot in because I was addicted to the lifestyle.
Right.
And that's why Independent Criminal Anonymous Network, when you have an issue with narcotics, you go to NA. When you have an issue with alcohol, you go to AA. When you have an issue with getting your criminal mentality out of you and you are addicted to that lifestyle, you come to ICANN.
I like that.
You
I like
understand?
that, yeah.
And I know it works because I worked it.
Right.
You know, it was built off me and men like me.
Absolutely.
I seen you had a testimony in here the last time you were
Yeah.
here. You had the young guy in here.
Yeah.
And he said he changed his life.
Yeah.
So
I got quite a few of
yeah,
them. I got, like I said, when I was in prison, I used to always tell them, they would ask me, how do you stand so tall? How do you walk around here and not worried about this or that? I said, because I keep God with me, and I say Psalms 23 3 times a day. And that gives me the strength and the protection that I need, and I treat people with respect. So these young people, I always want them to know, if you're around me, I'm going to deal with you as if you son-like. Because I can't be your father, but I can be father-like.
Yeah.
And if I had someone around my kid, I don't want you teaching my kid, no matter what I'm doing. Don't teach my kid how to be a worse crook. Teach him how to be a better man.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's my mentality, and that's my ideology, and everything else, and that's who I am, and that's why ICANN is going to be the best thing in our nation. It's going national. Trust
Absolutely.
me, it's going national.
So this, I guess, this is a question for both of you guys because you're collaborating with the Juxtopia and the ICANN becoming a program together. How do we encourage our Black youth or even just adults that are coming from the criminal system? How do we encourage them to pursue this a career in STEM or a career in you know?
Let me just say this, and I'm going to pass to you. By showing and not telling, by producing young people, you understand what I'm saying? By showing that each one that comes out of ICANN becomes successful, and they come back and they mentor and they help others. Can't help everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
can't get everybody, but eventually it'll catch on just like hip hop. You know? Just like everything else Black people do.
Right.
You know? Our culture transcends all other cultures. So, you know, once these young people start seeing other people being successful and able to pay their bills, pay their rent without selling drugs, without committing crime, without robbing somebody, without stealing cars, trust me, we are smart enough.
You gotta have willpower too.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. We're smart. Our people are smart. We're chosen ones.
Oh, yeah.
We're the
Absolutely.
chosen ones. You know? So go ahead, Dr. Doswell.
It's the numbers. Like, for example, I mean, I don't want to get into it too deep, but I'm sure we can all imagine this. So if you're running the streets and you're going to do X number of dollars per day, it becomes economics, right?
Absolutely.
How many dollars can you get per day, per month, per year doing your business on the street versus let's say the ICANN youth pick up a STEM track and they want to create some kind of whatever the high tech product. Maybe they want to create. I'm being a little flippant, like autonomous security guards, right? Robotic security guards to replace ICE, right? For example, and let's say that becomes a product, and they're selling that product to Homeland Security. Well, they run the numbers on that, and if you show that profit and loss or 5-year cash flow projection, right, of this new way of doing business versus the street business, and it shows that, oh yeah, this high-tech company can do billions, but I'm only doing thousands.
Right.
Then it just makes, I'm gonna do a pun, it just makes sense.
And make it make sense.
It's
Make it make
logical.
Make it
sense.
make
It's
dollars
logical.
and cents.
And then you don't have to worry about, you can still take the grit. In entrepreneurship, you need grit. Like, you need willpower. The good thing about guys in the streets, and I'm from Baltimore, so I have my own stories that I won't share, but, the one thing about what I learned in Baltimore is how to cultivate grit. And I bring that grit in
Definitely.
everything that I do.
Okay.
That's why I like
Okay.
him so much, because we're from almost totally different types of environment, but at the same time we're not. and he has that same militant, that same aggression towards doing things in a positive light.
Right.
You understand?
Absolutely.
And that's why I just love the fact that God blessed me with someone who matches my energy. You know,
absolutely.
And it's a thing like this, right? These young kids, they hard, they out there, they doing bad and stuff like that. But the message is only good as the messenger. So as long as the messenger keeps himself in line and he's doing the right thing, the kids can respect that.
Right.
And when they see that and they know that the person that's leading them is doing what he's supposed to be doing and he's holding it down and he's making sure we have that opportunity to get in the game. That's what I'm trying to provide. That's what ICANN is going to provide with Dr. Doswell. Giving them an opportunity to get in the game, to get a foot in the game. To be able to get educated in that,
And not only get in the door, because we've done that historically.
Yeah.
Right.
We've done the whole integration thing. We just want to get a job, but when you get there and dominate the market, and that's important. Having the skill set and the grit to dominate the market, and upon which you embark. And I think that is another way of saying it is lead the market, right?
Absolutely.
Instead of just getting there and getting a piece of the pie or a slice of the pie, if required, dominate the market and take the entire pie.
Absolutely. I like it. So you guys are, like I said, Black Excellence in the building. Weezy, we got a good show here. We got good information. We got a good program, guys. And we want you guys to make sure you support, ICANN Inc. and Juxtopia, the adventure that they're doing together, because this is going to make a big difference in our communities. And so my question to you guys is, you've worked with Fortune 500 companies, you've also been a successful business owner, and while you guys are becoming successful in your own right, why is it so important to give back while y'all are still, on your journey to success?
Great question. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's the only thing that makes me happy. Money don't make me happy no more. Doing things for people who are less fortunate might seem corny, but it's not. To me, I love being able to give someone something that comes from me. You understand what I'm saying? And see the smile on their face, or see how happy it makes them, or see them be able to take that and do something to help them out even more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it goes along with anyone that follows me, anything or knows me. Each one support one, each one teach one is my creed. It's how I move, So that is one of the main reasons why I do what I do. Even when I had money, I wasn't happy. Like I'm happier when I'm giving and giving back to my community, or just giving back to anyone who comes across my path that is respectful to me and what I believe in. I'm going to give you the same back, and I'm going to do what I have to do to help you as long as I can. So, yeah, that's why I'm where I'm at this time of my life,
Real quick.
Yeah, same. I was trained this way to give back, but it's in my spirit to actually give back to my culture.
Okay.
I'm a direct descendant from the first black child born in America, William Tucker. So my family's been here for 470 years. So you heard of the 1619 Project. I'm a genetic 1619 from my mother, Britta Tucker. That's why I'm Jayfus Tucker Doswell. So they only had their own society called the William Tucker 1624 Society. So in terms of giving back to our African diaspora, it's in my DNA. And then I've been trained to give back whatever we do in company. And it is more rewarding. Like Mr. Frazier said, money doesn't drive me, but uplifting our culture and those who are underserved and disadvantaged, eradicating these awful health disparities that adversely impact our culture with innovation, with innovative technologies, that drives me. So the synchronization between our two organizations, ICANN and Juxtopia, is almost like a manifest destiny to actually serve as a very strategic and tactical vehicle to bring about some real significant change in our culture, in our community, and make the world a better place.
Exactly.
Awesome. So, okay, like I said, this is a great show, and I thank you guys for being here. But we want people to be able to support and reach out and find out more information, how can they do that?
Okay, well, ICANN Inc. You can reach me my website icaninc.org, or you can reach me at 443-219-7716, or you can email me at glenfrazier69@yahoo.com. My office is on North Avenue, right between Charles Street and St. Paul.
What's the address?
23 East North Avenue, first floor.
Okay,
That's where I'm at.
that's where you're located. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Doswell.
You can reach me. Go to Juxtopia, juxtopia.com, or you can email me at Jayfus at juxtopia.com. That's Jayfus at juxtopia.com.
All right. And you guys are listening to Crunch Time Podcast / radio. I'm your host, Dr. KB, Studio Wheezy.
Weezy.
And if you missed any information, we want to thank y'all for coming on. We appreciate y'all. Y'all did a great job. If you want any more information and you didn't get everything, you definitely know you can email us at crunchtimepodcast@gmail.com. We also want you to support our social media sites, Crunch Time with a K, Crunch Time Podcast at gmail.com, and Crunch Time Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. So definitely make sure you guys support ICANN Inc. and Juxtopia. We're doing Black Excellence. Black Excellence is not just about making money. It's about giving back. It's about giving back to your communities, and this is what these guys are doing. This is Black Excellence, y'all. Thank y'all for listening to Crunch Time.
Thank you.